Hey guys, Brett and Cindy TN Living. The other night in our October picking, we talked about stuffed peppers. Well, here you go.
Well, to start with, this is our tomato sauce I'm making. We had a whole lot of tomato juice left from last year, and we made a lot this year. Of course, you know, tomato juice being the byproduct of trying to make sauce, we caught it and canned it anyway because we make stuff out of it. So I decided to take a couple of quarts, put in the crock pot, spice it up, and make sauce out of it. Good way to use up some tomato sauce. Sorry about the light, but this is kind of in the corner where I got the crock pot. It's up in the mid 80s again today. Hot and humid for October. It's amazing how hot and humid it is. We've got this kind of tucked away, trying to keep the heat down in the house. I'll show you the other stuff. Yeah, it's about a pound of hamburger meat. I bought a big pack. Our little store down here, the meat is either in small packs or good sized packs, nothing kind of in between. This was well over a pound. But it don't last long because their dates, even though they dated it, you got to cook it pretty quick. I guess it takes a while to get to a small town in order for them to have fresh meat. And I'm going to put onion and pepper in that. Where I can see, this is another quart of tomato juice from last year. I've got about 2/3 cup of rice, a teaspoon of salt, probably a teaspoon of garlic, maybe a tablespoon of sugar in it. I'm going to cook the rice in it and give it some flavor, kind of put flavor in everything. Okay, I had to wait till the washing machine kicked off. It was making lots of noise, so I got the onion and pepper in the meat. I took some onions we growed in the garden back in June. We had crows, and cut up a couple of bell peppers we just got out of the garden. If you've seen our video the other day, we have lots of bell pepper. That's the reason we're making stuffed bell peppers. That's more meat and onions and pepper than we really need for this meal. But it's cooked, we can put it up and we can make something out of it tomorrow. The rice is starting to take up the tomato juice pretty good. I'm going to let this cook for a few more minutes. Let the rice, make sure the rice is good and done because nobody likes crunchy rice. I'm going to mix the meat, the rice, onions and pepper all together, and I'm going to mix some cheese with it, and we're going to stuff some peppers. Well, I've cut the tops off and cleaned out 10 peppers, I think. I don't know that all of them will fit in there, but we're going to try. If not, I'll do something different. But I'm going to squeeze the crock pot full, let it cook all evening. I've got to get the other stuff mixed together. I was letting the rice and the tomato juice cool off because it's really hot right now. I thought it'd be a good time to get my pepper ready. We're going to put all this together here in the next video and load the crock pot. I was going to say, if you cap a bell pepper, the stem will pull out of it pretty easy. You can keep the caps. You don't have to throw it all away. That's quite a bit of pepper I'm going to put up in the freezer. Use for something else. Well, I got my rice and tomato mixture and about half that ground beef. I looked, that was right at 2-pound pack of meat. So there's about a pound of ground beef in this. Of course, the onion and pepper, salt, pepper, garlic. Everything I've put together has had some seasoning, so the seasoning's been layered all the way through. I can add a little cheese to it. I'd say a little over a cup. Just a little bit for a binder. Yeah, this is hard to do. I need something in the mix to help hold everything together. We used to use Rotel for this. I got tired of buying Rotel. I decided I'd start using my own tomato juice and my own peppers and onions and just bypass that. I'm going to scoop this into the bell peppers. I'm going to top them with some Italian breadcrumbs, and we're going to sink them down in that sauce in the crock pot. Be supper here in a little while. Well, I've got the stuffed peppers into the crock pot, and the tomato juice sauce I was making poured back around it. That's a tip I'm going to give you. You don't want to try to put the bell peppers down if there's very much sauce at all in the crock pot, because they float, whether they're full or not. So I scooped most of it out, put the bell peppers in, stood them all up, topped them off. I didn't have just a little bit of stuffing left. Might could have done a dozen. I had to put one extra one. These peppers are a little small. It held 11. But I put the sauce back around them. Crock pot's still on high. I never did cut it off. I'm going to sprinkle a little breadcrumbs on it, and I'm going to let them cook for a while. Right before they get done, I'll probably add a little more cheese. I just need some cheese in the middle to bind it. 2 quarts of juice cooked down. It cooked down to about a third. I didn't hardly make it to a half. I still had a little extra left over, so it was a little much. But I had quarts, I didn't have pints, so I had to do something with it. It'd be good for something else. That reminds me, the meat and peppers I had, I said I was going to use for later. Miss Cindy came home, asked me what I was doing. I told her, and she said, that extra meat over there with onion and pepper in? I said, yeah, it's extra. I don't need it right now. She said, good, we're going to have tacos for lunch. So the extra meat's gone. Extra sauce, we'll use it for something. Let me get a little breadcrumb on here. Add a little bit of to it anyway. I'm gonna let that cook for a while. Make a good supper this afternoon. When it gets done, I'll turn the camera back on and show you what we got. Well, I've added the cheese. They cooked for about 4 hours on high. Peppers are good and soft. Everything's cooked down good. Of course, I've already scooped one out and letting it cool so I can give it a taste test. I'm not sure how long it would take if you cooked it on low. I had never tried it on low yet. The man probably could load that if he didn't stay gone all day. Put it on low and just let it cook real slow during the day. We're finna give this a try here shortly. I'm gonna let Miss Cindy give it a taste test. It sure has smelled good in here today. Every time I come in the house, I can smell them cooking. Hopefully it's going to be as good as it smells, because it's drove us crazy. As soon as we get one cooled off, we'll turn the camera on and give a little taste test. Here goes the taste test. Shirt says it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do you think about it?
It's good. Mmm. Mmm.
Well, it's not exactly like the oven baked stuff, but apparently it hits the right spot.
Oh yeah.
I think it was a success.
Very good. Very good.
Hope y'all enjoyed this video. Tell us what you think about it.